I broke both of my legs skiing, and that's when my mom took me to art lessons. It eliminated any skiing for racing and stuff. What it did is I could remember calling Penny up and saying, Penny, can I teach skiing? Well, I went over and they went through the ropes and they said, boy, you're a good teacher. Okay, I'm a junior in high school. First time in my life that anyone told me I was good at anything. So I started teaching. The ski teaching propelled me into teaching art and teaching. This is actually a little bit of exaggeration of what is called Hillman's Highway. What I like about it is the warmth and cool, and the sliver, the knife edge there, and then you have this wonderful chopping of rock and ice. These are little scrubby tree things that are they're probably not that tall, 8-10 feet tall. But I get back and, I like it right about here. And what I like about it is, think of triangles. There's this wonderful diagonal going right across here. Notice it doesn't go there. It has to go here. It has to go here because we have a pattern there that comes down. And these smudges and stuff give you that impression of the ruggedness of the rock with the contrast of the warmth of the light on the snow. And then you have the glow at the top, where, of course, that's the last place the light is seen. And I like the power of it. I like the edge of it. And I like the rhythm. It's almost like a staff in music going down. And it was a fun painting to do. That's Woodward's Cove. Well, it's not quite low tide, but they had the 3 sheds. They had this wonderful stone wall that they built all the way around the northern part of Woodward's Cove. God knows why, but there's this wonderful wall going down, and you got these warm specks of red with a roof on. And again, the further the way they go, the smaller they get. And again, you get this big one here and 2 little ones back there with a little extra detail of like windows and stuff that kind of pull you in a bit. And I like it. It's a watercolor, and it's very calming. And it slides you in. The other thing I'm concerned about is composition. How is this rectangle divided up? And there are several things as an artist that I play with. Obvious color, line, but also how the object is divided up. As I pointed out, this starting off here and going up, it could have ended there. It would have been wrong in my eye to have ended there, because it would have destroyed not only the corner, but it would have destroyed this proportion there. And that proportion is important to me. And how you divide up something. is in my mind very, very critical. It's the structure. It's the bones that we hang our body on. And that's the bones that I hang my painting on, is the how it's divided up. This one is just crazy. It was down at George's and probably had a little too much to drink. A storm had just gone through, and there was a swirling fog and rain and mist and breaking up, and then the sun shining through and some blue, and it was this kind of chaotic thing. And it was just bam, bam, bam in it. And catching that wonderful energy and then having the sun almost too bright to look at, but just peaking. The relationship between people and art, for me, is part of my soul. You know, I have I have more fun with your boat. I have your boat buried, plowing down under a wave with spray coming up over, and everyone just in the back enjoying it. And then I realized that well, then I have it quiet, and I played with it in my mind, and knowing that I'll never be able to paint it, but it's there. That's Mount Clay, Adams, I think. Looking, this is the Great Gulf, and it's in one way it's a failure. The failure is I lost distance, and this is the distance I lost, and it is what it is. Nothing can be done about it. And what I love about Mount Washington, you can go up there anytime you want, and it can snow. You can go up there, and it can be really calm in the bottom, and you can open your door of the car, and the door ends up in Gorham. The weather and the power of the weather and the rocks are, well, Native Americans, it was sacred, and I understand that absolutely, completely. Sacred. I did this for Nancy when she retired or whatever. There are two goldfish, and this is a jasmine blossom that fell and they were swimming around smelling it. You can't really see the fish, but the shark is there. I've done a lot of portraits of myself just to teach kids how and why I do what I do. And this is an old Rembrandt trick where you darken up one side and you lighten up the other, and it starts to give the head a three-dimensionality. So we're playing with flat surfaces, trying to trick you to believe that that's really a mountain or that's really a face. And it is and it isn't. It's also textures. The the lines, they're all going the same direction, and yet they change color intensity. And then you end up catching little tiny vignettes of light and dark to create the image of it. That, of course, is the southwest head at sunset. And you can't go to Grand Manan and not fall in love with Grand Southwest head sunsets. The cliffs, the rocks, the warmth, the fog, the waves. Now, look at this here. And then look at this here. You know, this is what I wanted. And I didn't get it there yet. I could go back and do it. But not. It's subtle. The difference is contrast. This has got a lot more warmth and texture to it. That's kind of bland. This is the painting that fell and back and I look at it and go, oh my Christ, I did that. And people go, oh my God, look at the rocks. Yeah, I'll try walking on that beach barefoot. I mean, it's a very, very specific place. 7 days work because there are 7 layers of basalt works there. I love the textures of the trees and the rocks and the fog. I hit the fog on the money. And this grotto, this little, and this, I hit it. And I love it. Why was it in back of the sofa for 20 years? It's interesting in that these are close together. And the reason for that is that they're pretty much the same thing. This is the cliffs in shadow. This is the beach in shadow. This is the waves, not smashing on the rocks, but lapping against the bottom here, just, you know, and this is, of course, the wonderful colors that you get as the salt water gets deeper, and as clean as the water is up there in that particular area. It's pristine, and you get these tremendous greens and blues and stuff. The pink is around the corner here. It's the bright sunlight on the basalt cliffs. And I combined them because I wanted this powerful balance of light with this almost overwhelming sweep of the basalt color. And then I drizzled a little bit of green at the top, which is the grass and flowers and stuff. And I have a fascination with circles. How do you know that? I love the tension, you know, right there. It's subtle change in color coming down from the curve. And that's a kind of continuation of the curve sweeping up, meeting the sky, and knowing that the sky is going to change. The other thing is that I'm messing around with sculpture here. It's not a flat circle. The three chimney one, that's out the back door. The sunlight, the three chimneys, the shadows, I mean, it was, just screaming to paint me. Now, what did I do? I took part of a building. I eliminated detail because I wanted the strength of the warmth, the red warmth of the chimneys to create this tension between the perspective and the cool colors of the shadows. That this one here goes back to Jasper Jones, Green Door Colonial. It is the exact same proportion of the house, and I liked, again, gee whiz, there looks like a curve here, and this is the symbolic stone wall, the trees out back, and just because you didn't know what the title is, I put it in there. Again, playing with subtleties. And you have to put energy into it to see it. And I like that. I also like the proportion. And I mean by proportion is the ratio of this to that. That works not only this way, but also this way too. It's a variable. The stairs, that was just, if that doesn't just scream joy and happiness to you, you've got a lot of trouble. That's Stairway to Heaven. And basically, it's the apartment across the street, and the stairs were next to the building, and I happened to stay there. That dark, and then you have all these wonderful little vignettes of color that are there, but they're shadows, and again, I'm eliminating texture. No bricks, no clapboards, no nothing. Just lines and lights and darks. I really love the painting. And that's how I'm going. I'm going up there. Yeah. This one, when I busted my legs, my mother said, I'm not going to have you around the house. So you're going to come to our lessons with me. And so I go, okay, fine. So that was done. I absolutely detest the water on the left-hand side. And you see the little guy. Ted Ray put that in. Me and a guy there. One of the things that that taught me, keep your fucking hands off my painting. Okay? Now, I mean, that was what? I don't know, 12, 13? You know? What I learned is how to take a flat rectangular surface and make it look spherical and round. Remember Dark Harbor? The Dark Harbor is, you got the light hitting the hills and then the actual field dark green. And then the yellow is, there was a yellow rowboat there. And the yellow rowboat became the yellow line. The beauty of art is you can symbolize things. You know, I tell people that yellow line's a Grand Annan skiff. You know, and I go, you know, doesn't you got to go beyond your brain, you know, into your soul to understand it. This took me 3 years to paint. It took me 3 years to paint to get the goddamn blue right, and I'm happy with it. And it's just, you know, a celebration of light and dark. Now the yellow comes from Maxfield Porter, and the blue comes from actually Maxfield Parrish. Getting the angles and the rhythm, you know, love it, love it. I love the offset. I love the vertical line. I mean, and gee whiz, there are those 3 or 4 little warm spots again, you know, sneaking in there. That's the last coal-fired freighter leaving the Shuttle Frontenac in Quebec. That's the copy done in the photograph or whatever was done in 1948 or 49. The swallowtail was an experiment, and I was supposed to give it a mist as fog, and I lost the painting, and I found the painting, and then there's the painting. It's the harshness is the, you know, one of the steps towards getting it to a foggy, soft thing. This is fog, period. And I had a guy go apeshit and said, "Hey, there's something in the back of that painting pushing out." I said, "Yeah, it's a building. It's the colors of fog. Some of the colors of fog. It's not 100%, but it's not that bad. And you know something? I like the rhythm of the colors and the play of curves. Okay." I love that tension of you know, it's either tension of pulling, stretching, or a tension of It is what it is. Anyway. One of my favorites. Every once in a while, you have an epiphany. This is new moon, and what I like about it is new moon is no moon, and yet if it's done right, the you can see the new moon, and we've all seen it, where the sky in back is a little bit lighter than the moon, and it you can actually see it. Well, that's a dinner plate. It's a dinner plate, and this is market basket parking lot light reflecting up into the clouds. And we've all seen it, I say it's one of the only clean white t-shirts I have, for Christ's sake. Do you like cat feet? It's Carl Sandburg. Fog comes in on little cat feet. The jack-o'-lantern I made, and I gave it to a student to decorate, and she hated art. Her mother was an artist, and obviously, fucking kids got more talent than, and she banged that out. I mean, if it took her 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I'd have been surprised. The bronze sculptures are related to Henry Moore and Constantine Brancusi. More towards more. Figurative pieces. And again, if you took the piece out and turned it 90 degrees, then you have a totally different piece where you now have it horizontal and stretching out. And I played with verticality versus horizontality. Spirituality. Gauguin's. Where did we come from? What are we doing here, and where are we going? Well, he obviously missed the bus. The Van Gogh. Tension and energy swirling around. The moon is too small. It's supposed to be supermoon. And it's supposed to be the summer solstice. Well, I don't even know if this, I'm making an assumption that the supermoon and the summer solstice eventually will come together. Theoretically, they have to. Whether they actually do or not, who knows? But this is supposed to be all mysterious green colors and fog and mist coming out and swirling things out, and these beams coming down, which are only indicated by one, but there were going to be more. And again, I think there's a plate underneath there. But spirituality, Jesus Christ, well, I see Jesus Christ as one word, love. That's it. I cherish that love. And this was supposed to be a step between real and unreal, but it's supposed to be a part of. I have no idea what I was doing with that painting. I really struggle with it, and I'm not done yet. They don't come easy sometimes. Other times, like, look at it now. Look at the moon. I mean, that's exactly what's supposed to happen. You stand back and, you know, don't forget the pistachio ice cream.